He couldn't give me a good answer.
Yeah.
There and there, I got an extra reason to stay out of church.
Yes.
Because my daddy had a personal experience. So even if mine was some form of joint or madness,
Yeah.
there's a confirmation on the
There's a
other side.
confirmation on the other side.
There's a confirmation. So this time, I began researching more into African tradition,
Okay.
African ways of life,
Okay.
ancestors,
Yeah.
how to connect, how to venerate them,
Yeah.
what are the demands,
Okay.
what has gone wrong.
Yeah.
So the more I studied,
Yeah.
by the guidance of the ancestors,
Yeah.
the more I got answers.
Okay. So now these studies that you're going to do now, so because everything is on a fresh page now, you've been given the information that this is what you need to do. But within our environment, we don't have many resource materials that you can lay your hands on and say that, oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to go to church anymore, but there is a temple over here that I need to go there right now, and then I will understand everything about African tradition. So I think that was also going to be another hard journey again. Where do you start from? How do you get the sources? So how was it?
Exactly. In fact, when you get to that stage and then you are alone, you become self-withdrawn, all right? You keep to your corner. But thanks to social media,
Okay.
I started writing stuff on social media.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't keep quiet. So now I began expressing different opinions on Facebook.
Okay.
And there, my old colleagues were just attacking me left, right, and center.
Yeah.
In fact, some even went ahead to use abusive words on me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even asking people not to go to church. I was just sharing my experience on the platform.
Okay.
So I came into contact with a group, and then they were also into a young group that was coming, culture, tradition.
Okay.
So I joined.
Okay.
And I realized that, okay,
Culture and tradition.
yeah, culture and tradition
It was on Facebook.
on Facebook.
Okay.
So they were now starting something. So what the guy one day contacted me that, look, listen, what you are saying, we're also saying the same thing, but on a different place.
Okay.
So why can't you join us so we can find a way to tie things together? So I joined them. And so I realized that, okay, I wasn't the only madman in town.
Okay.
In fact, the
So what was their focus? That group you joined, what was their focus? Were they just like a cultural music thing, or were they also trying to find their spiritual path? Or what was, I mean, they will probably have an agenda.
Yeah. Okay. So what they were actually doing is that they've also just woken up from their sleeps, and they just wanted to see if they make sense.
Okay.
And of course, along the line, we started introducing some cultural meetings.
Okay.
In fact, it was through that group that we first met the Africania Mission,
Okay.
because we took it upon ourselves one day that we will start cleaning the beaches.
You start cleaning the
The
beaches.
beaches, yeah.
Okay.
So occasionally we go to the beach and clean up,
And clean.
because we had come to appreciate the essence of nature,
Yeah.
cleanliness and purity,
Yeah.
as a spiritual way of life.
Thank you.
So we couldn't be dirty. So when
Yes.
we go to a place and we see that the place is a bit dirty, unkept,
Yeah.
then we felt that, okay, let's organize one Sunday
Okay.
and go and clean up.
Wow.
In fact, it was after one of such meetings, such cleanups, that we met one of the executives of Africania Missions at the Art Center.
Okay. So viewers, if you don't know about Africania Mission, let me just break it down to you. So Africania Mission is a mission based in Ghana, and it is a place that we meet to discuss Africa and African spirituality. I am also part of Africania Mission, so I do go sometimes Sundays. So if you are interested in finding out or wanting to also toe a line of your ancestors to gain some knowledge about yourself, you are welcome to come to Africania Mission. Anybody who wants to be part of this platform as well to share their stories of how they've been able to move from Christianity to Africanity, please look below. Our number is there, and then you can give us a shout on WhatsApp or call me, and then we can talk. Boom. So you are now on a new road.
Good.
Yes.
So in fact, when I got to Africania Mission, I loved the experience, because it was like I was yearning for something.
Yeah.
And what they were providing, it was able to it gave me the provision for it.
Okay.
So I got there and realized that, okay, they are practicing African tradition and spirituality.
Yeah.
They drum, they sing, they dance, they pour libation, they honor ancestors, and a whole lot. But I took it upon myself to also study the Africania Mission and why they were about. And let me stand up for Osofo Okonfo Damwa
Yeah.
for establishing the Africania Mission and empowering that Africans must return to themselves
Yeah.
and then champion their cause. In fact, I used to go to African mission for a while, but the call was beyond just going.
Thank you.
There was so much more. Because like you said, when you wake up afresh, how are you exposed to material?
Yeah.
How do you get help?
Yeah.
Who do you listen to? And so the more then I got to a point I said, no, I need to find out who I am and why I am here.
Okay.
In fact, the search for self is another difficult journey.
Yeah.
Now that you've realized, okay, fine,
Yeah.
I'm not going to affiliate with religion again.
Yeah.
Christianity, Islam, Buddhism. I just want to
Yeah.
be my African self.
Self.
You still need to find out who you are.
Yes. And it is not easy to find out who you are in an environment where people don't want or do not even understand that self-discovery.
Exactly. And that is another painful aspect of the whole journey. There are people that are born to be drummers.
Yeah.
Out of drumming, they will succeed and excel in life. But you see, if you are able to find yourself in that gift, you are going to waste all your years somewhere trying to be something you are not.
Yeah.
And that is why these days we have a lot of frustration, depression, anxiety,
Yeah.
because people are not finding their bearing.
Yeah.
So I took time off, and it's about 35 years
Okay.
to fully discover who I am, why I am here, and what I can do to also help. So today, I'm able to sit here to have this discussion with you because
Yes.
at least I know my A from my B.
Yeah.
I understand the role I'm supposed to play to help. That is why I can confidently tell you that I'm a teacher of spirituality,
Yeah.
because now I understand.
You understand?
I can teach you, if not all.
Yeah.
I appreciate, but the A and B and C there,
Yeah.
at least,
Yes.
so you can get your footing.
You can get your foot in. Yeah.
It is out of those discoveries that I came to meet you.
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
and then we are now having a lot of alliances and building frontiers. What I've also started doing is that occasionally I teach.
Okay. So now when you realize that your calling is beyond just Africania and you wanted to do this self-discovery, where did you go again for learning?
Good. So, in fact, all of us have different potentials. There are people that inherently they'll be able to know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
In fact, depending on who you are, you can even be directed to go to certain places for certain kind of things.
Okay.
So initially, I began my journey by consulting the African priest or traditional priest that I could find about.
Okay.
So I went to Okonfo
Okay.
to be able to understand
Okay.
basic issues,
Yeah.
and each of them provided an amount of information that was very relevant to my journey.
Okay. So you visited different Okonfu,
Different-
different shrines.
Good, different shrines.
Okay.
I came to understood,
Research work.
different deities.
Yeah.
Because you realize that what they've been packaged in the Bible and preaching is nothing extraordinary,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If you look at the characteristics of the deity they are preaching in the Bible, and if you compare to the characteristics of other deities you have about,
Yeah.
then you won't be overly impressed, honestly.
Okay.
Listen, there's a god of money.
God of money.
God of money.
Okay.
In Akan, we call this god Busumsika.
Busumsika.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this Busumsika is one of the 12 major paternal deities.
All right.
So it means that everybody that has been born, somehow you fall under a category of deity.
Okay.
And based on that deity, it will depend on the gifts and potentials you have in this world.
Okay.
If you are a child of Busumsika, no matter what you do, you get money.
Okay.
No matter what you do.
Okay.
In fact, even if somebody, because it's like you have an anchor in money.
Yes.
So no matter how they drag you away, your money will still come.
Will still come. All right.
And then when you look at the God in the Bible, it's the God of war.
The same Busumsika.
No,
Oh, okay. No.
the
sorry.
Bible God,
The Bible God. Okay. Yeah.
Yahweh, Jehovah,
Yahweh. Okay.
is the God of war, a
Okay.
tyrant God.
Okay.
Good. And he says that you cannot worship him and get money. In Matthew,
Oh.
he says that you cannot worship God and worship Mammon.
Okay.
Mammon is another name for God of money.
Okay.
Good. So if you're a Christian, it means that you have to forego money
Okay.
and prepare for war.
Hmm.
So how do you get money as a Christian?
Okay.
Because the God you're worshiping doesn't give money.
Yeah.
So if you're a Christian and then you have money, there's a huge question mark. In fact, you have to find somewhere to return the money and prepare yourself for heaven. Because that's the ultimate battle. And allow those of us that feel that or know that we belong to these energies to get our money and enjoy life.
Okay.
You see,
Yeah.
everybody has been distributed under different deities.
Deity. Okay.
Everybody
In the African spirituality.
in the African spirituality.
Okay.
Everybody. And so long, look, do you know the funny thing? When you are born in Africa,
Mm.
they will first do a naming ceremony.
Yes.
And they will give you an African name first.
Yes.
Then they will give you another European name. They
Mhm.
call it a Christian name.
Yeah.
So originally, when your spirit appears, it is tradition that welcomes your spirit.
Yeah.
Then they will try and then metamorphose it
Yeah.
with religion.
Yeah.
And you are kept in religion your entire life. And it is painful. But there are people that come for reading, divination,
Yeah.
and they get to know their potentials,
Mhm.
but they're too old,
Yes.
they're too weak.
Yes.
They fail so much that they can't even try again.
Yeah.
And they're realizing this at a later age.
At a later age.
All of us.
Yeah.
Listen, we know these days when you are born, you go to school.
Yeah.
We all learn the same subjects.
Mm.
It is wrong. All of us are not born equal.
Yeah.
If you are born to be a drummer
Yeah.
and I'm born to be a singer,
Mm.
why must we pursue the same courses at school?
Yeah.
It's an error.
Yeah.
Sometimes your drumming skills will come naturally.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have any master to teach you.
Yeah.
Why? Because you yourself might have been a master
Yeah.
in your previous lives
Yeah.
and you have been reincarnated.
Yeah. You know what? I think that this interview session we are having is a section that is really hitting me. And it's really hitting me because the example you've given now feels like I am a character of that.
Mm.
I have never been taught how to drum.
Good.
But ever since you've seen me, I've been drumming.
Yes.
Yes. I play a lot of different types of drums. I'm somebody that can walk into a space and listen to all the drum patterns from, different ones. I can come home and I will replicate it. So I don't have a master teacher, but I can drum. And I can drum almost every drum made on the continent over here. I can drum it. It doesn't take me much time. So I am having my divination. I'm having my divination, how do you call it, section
Right now.
right now, and I'm asking myself, you know what? And I haven't been drumming for a while, just because also that maybe it's also a lost path where I haven't found anybody to ground me in this session.
Excellent.
Just because I think I can drum, and I can wake up anytime and drum, but I always ask myself, where did I get that sense of call from? Where it doesn't take me much time and go, bro, and I take it. So anyway, please, as I said, I'm having my own session, and so my brother, continue.
Do you know that there are people that they will spend their entire lives learning how to drum a simple drum pattern? Putum, pata, putum. They can't get it right.
No, they don't.
They're out of gear. I mean,
Yes.
they try.
They're out of rhythm. They will try to do anything. When you say ko 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 ko,
They
will
can't
go,
play.
ko 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 ko.
Exactly. You see, and the reason is this: when you lose your bearing as an African, you lose everything. You lose everything. You lose your health, your wealth, your nation. Everything is lost.
Okay.
You see, today a lot of African countries are expecting economic upturns.
Yeah.
They want things to get better.
Yeah.
But how do you reject the land and still want to benefit from the same land? Let me say it again.
I like that.
Listen, I'm a fancy man.
Yeah.
I'm living in a Ghana land. How do I disrespect the God of the land and expect that I will prosper on the land?
You can't.
I can't. It's not possible. It's not. If you understand spirituality
Yeah.
and you understand the territorial powers every God has,
Yeah.
it will explain why when I called Jehovah, he couldn't come.
Yeah.
Because the visas he has to apply
Yeah.
before he gets
Supposed to get before he gets here.
You see,
Yeah.
if anyone bouncing visa, he's not coming.
It's not coming. Yeah.
That is why in religion they tell you to believe without knowing. It's blind faith.
Yeah.
But spirituality is the other way around.
Okay.
You believe because you know.
Okay.
You believe because you know.
Yeah.
So if I come to Greater Accra and I'm a fancy man, I must first respect their tradition. I must respect the people.
Yeah.
I must respect their spirituality.
Yeah.
The day I entered, the God knew that, okay, Obejana has entered here.
Yeah.
Let's make room for him.
Yes.
If I did a reading before I came to Accra, I would know what I'm supposed to do before I do it in Accra. Whether Accra will be favorable to me or not.
Okay.
Today, we don't ask anything.
Yeah.
We just feel like, okay, we can just go anywhere and do anything.
So divination is very crucial.
Yes.
It's very crucial.
In fact, the first thing that is done for an African,
Yes.
or is supposed to be done for an African born,
Yes.
first is divination.
Divination.
The first thing.
Yes.
The first thing. As soon as you get here, the first 7 days of your birth, you must go and find out who you are. And let me tell you an interesting aspect of destiny reading.
Okay. Everything is interesting. Everything is interesting. I have another session on divination itself.
Good.
Okay. But I want to finish your journey, the story, where Africania, self-discovery, going to different shrines and start to learn. But within all that, I'm very sure that you found a teacher somewhere who was able to ground you or was able to give you some sort of concrete, how do you call it, ways to follow. Rather than, when you are searching by yourself for too long, you can get confused.
Yes.
So within all this, your search, were you able to find some shrine or find a teacher who had a better understanding where things needed to place? I want you to...
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, the first person I will classify as a teacher was Osofo Kofi Haji.
Okay.
But every time I go to the mission, or I even call him,
Yeah.
we have an extensive conversation.
Okay.
And all those conversations help me understood things better.
Okay.
But these are some of the pioneers in champion African culture.
Yes.
Osofo Kofi
So
Haji.
Osofo Haji
Good.
was one of
them.
your teachers. Okay.
And then the various herbalists that I got to, like Osofo Isiao.
Osofo
Isiao. So when you say
Isiao.
when you say Osofo, in the word itself means a chief healer.
Okay.
Like
A
a chief herbalist.
chief herbalist.
Yes.
Or chief healer.
Yes.
Okay.
So Osofo doesn't even mean pastor.
All right.
It is a misinterpretation.
Okay.
So the next person I'll call on is Osofo Kwame Isiao.
Kwame Isiao.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, he was also very instrumental.
Okay. So he's a herbalist.
He's a herbalist.
Okay.
I took him as a father, and then I learned under him
Okay.
at least one or two things. It will help you get your lane correctly.
All right.
And again, like I said about the destiny, some of us too, because it is in our gift to become some of these things, we also get help from the other side.
Okay.
You know the other side.
Yes.
So ancestors to come and teach you something.
Okay.
Energies to come and teach you something.
Okay.
And all of them, you bundle them together again and you begin to move with them.
All right. Wow. So it hasn't been an easy journey like that.
No. In fact, it couldn't be easy.
How do your friends see you now?
In fact, before, I lost all my friends. I would say maybe one or two stuck by me. For them, they didn't really care. If that's the path you want to pursue, we can't lose the friendship.
Yeah.
And for those two people, I would always be grateful to them.
Okay.
After everything, I put my A and my B together and I got my grounding. Then they started even telling me things about some of the friends that left. And they almost lied on me to tell them some of them. Today, some of them are trying to get closer to me.
Okay.
Why? Because they know that I have certain answers to certain questions.
Okay.
And they have questions without answers.
Okay.
Can I go to Nana and ask him one or two or three things?
Okay.
So some are trying to come back. And again, perhaps I've gotten better friends.
Yeah.
Friends who also understand the journey and the cost.
Okay.
And who are a bit ambitious with who we are supposed to be.
Yes.
And therefore, you can count on one or two at any point in time.
Yeah.
In fact, the journey of spirituality itself will refine your friends.
Yes.
It will refine them.
Yeah.
Some didn't belong to you in the first place. So the more you begin to discover yourself, the more it will set off.
Okay.
By the time, better people like you will join. You see? So that is how it's supposed to be.
The whole law of attraction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So do you have a temple? Do you have a place you do your worship, or what if somebody want to come and see you?
Okay.
Do you have do you have a temple?
Okay. So there are two kinds of priests.
Okay.
Good. There are two kinds of priests. There are permanent priests.
Mm-hmm.
Priests that are stationed at one place.
Okay.
So you always go to them.
Yeah.
and then they are traveling priests.
Okay.
Priests that are always on the move because of their assignments.
Okay.
For me, most of the things that I do today, with the help of technology, if you call me today that you want to do a reading,
Okay.
you don't even have to come to where I am.
All right. Can do a reading.
I can do a reading for you, sometimes over the phone, over the internet, and I'll let you know what stuff is involved.
Okay.
Then, if there's a need for you to come to where I am, I'll ask you to come. Because I've also realized that it is better when you make things more convenient for people.
Yes. Because we can't stay in our old ways.
No.
Because everything has changed.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you have to change too.
Exactly.
I bet the dwarfs too have adjusted to
the
the
good
change.
thing is that they are energy like air. So every time they're on the move.
Okay.
So if you decide, okay, right here, you want to do a reading, of course, we'll do the reading for you.
Okay.
But I'm currently stationed at OEB.
OEB.
In
All
Greater
right.
Accra region.
Okay.
Yes.
So if anybody's looking for you, location-wise, you are on OEB.
Yes. OEB.
But you are a nomad priest.
Good.
I'm calling you a nomad priest.
I'm a nomad priest. I
A
understand.
nomad priest,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
You move
Yes.
from one place to
Yes.
another, and then you do your job.
Yeah.
So you can be here today, tomorrow you are in Tamale.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So you and your parents now, is everybody back to basics and understand that this is your path? And this is what you're gonna be doing, this is what you'll be doing forever?
Interestingly, everything has fallen in place.
Everything has fallen.
My parents don't go to church again.
Okay.
My siblings don't go to church again.
Alright.
Because they've also come to see the light.
Okay.
And when you see the light, it is difficult for you to run into the dark.
Yeah.
It's not me asking you not to go.
Yeah.
You know it for yourself.
Yeah, man.
So, of course, and there are a lot of people that are also in that state now. Some are now trying to wake up, and it is difficult.
Yeah.
In fact, I keep saying this thing. If you're not careful, you wake up, you sleep again.
Okay.
Because the pressures you meet when you wake up to reality,
Yeah.
you prefer to be asleep.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the yearnings of your soul, you must keep on waking up. And let me say this thing. Everybody would have an awakening in his or her lifetime.
Okay.
Not once, not twice. Why? Because the soul is fully aware of your purpose here. Your body doesn't know. The religious stuff you're all grumbling with, they are all material stuff.
Yeah.
So you realize that you can be born to a pastor, always in the church, but it gets to a stage you'll be asking certain questions. You feel like not going again. You become a bit rebellious.
Yeah.
Then they'll shut you down. Then you keep quiet. It will submerge again.
Okay.
That then it will reoccur until the day you are about to die.
Yeah.
And then you realize that whether you were able to pursue your destiny or you didn't pursue it.
Okay.
So everybody has that awakening.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm throwing this challenge out. If you are on the verge of awakening, if you are looking for answers, seeking questions, don't shut that voice down.
Okay.
It is your soul that is talking sense to your body.
Okay.
Let your body shut up and listen to the yearnings of the soul.
All right.
Because the soul is your God self.
Okay.
And it knows everything. Very important.
Another question again. Do you have a partner, like a wife or a girlfriend, or you don't have to answer me on that.
Let me tell you something. When I began my journey, the energies initially told me to shun all those things.
Okay.
Because they might serve as a distraction.
Okay.
Or I might end up being with the wrong person.
Okay.
But when everything was completed, the same energy said that now go out there and look for someone.
Yeah. The reason why I asked that is, it is, the journey itself that you are on. Because yes, it is you, but at a certain point in time, you want a partner. But because majority of the people are all Christians, how do a woman perceive you? How does the girlfriend perceive you? When you are going to be talking about daddy, comfort, this and that, and the girl is looking for some wedding ring.
Oh.
You get what I mean? So that journey itself is a hardcore journey.
Yeah.
That is why I asked that.
In fact, I would even prefer that people will find themselves when they are single. So that it can become easier for them in choosing a woman that will understand them.
Yeah.
Because when you're already married
Yes.
and you find yourself,
Yes.
it's a bit challenging.
It's a bit challenging.
So luckily for me, I was single at that time.
Okay.
So I didn't have to do with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But after everything, and I was given the go ahead to go and look for, in fact, the good thing is this: the more in tune you are, you can even ask them to tell you the person that you have to look for.
Okay.
And thankfully, I've got in mind my Jojo Micho.
Viewers, viewers, I think we are going to cut the conversation over here. It's been very interesting talking to Nana. I'll bring him back again. As I said, I'll bring him back again on divination, which is going to be a topic on its own because it's something that is needed. When I was growing up, I remember that within my mother's tribe, we used to call it Afa. It is still called Afa divination. It's been there for a long time. So we got to get onto that topic and then make it something that most Africans or black people around the globe will start to understand. So if anybody is looking for you, we can give phone numbers out.
Sure.
And then they can call you.
Sure.
And then I come and see you, and then do reading or teaching or anything. Are you also accepting people to train them? Somebody want to train under you?
Oh yeah.
You can train.
Yes.
Okay. You can train.
So if somebody wants to reach out to me, the surest way is through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
That one there, no matter the time, it will come through.
Okay.
And then when there's time, I will respond to it.
All right. So you want to give your number out?
Sure.
Yeah.
The number is 0550 318286. 0550 318286. If you're outside of Ghana, you add the country code.
Okay.
You can also call me on the same number.
All right.
Facebook, I'm Nana Obejina Otefo. You'll find me there.
Yeah.
You can also look for Conscious Meetup on Facebook.
Okay.
And then on TikTok too, you can look for Nana Obejina.
Zo TV Talking Points. Do not change the dial. Stay tuned.